You won't believe what just went down behind the cameras. Fans are absolutely stunned as tensions between Rasheeda and Jasmine reached an all-time high, and emotions ran hotter than ever before. It all started innocently enough, with what seemed like a casual disagreement during filming, but behind closed doors, the drama was simmering, and nobody saw the explosive storm about to erupt. Rasheeda, known for her no-nonsense attitude and fiercely protective energy, finally had enough, and she made a shocking demand that has the entire fanbase talking. She wants Jasmine fired from the show. Yes, you heard that right. Fired from the show. Sources close to the set revealed that the tension between the two has been escalating for weeks, with whispers of backhanded comments, sneaky sabotage, and emotional manipulation. On one fateful day, emotions boiled over during a private confrontation that quickly turned public. Rasheeda, visibly upset and with tears in her eyes, confronted Jasmine in front of the crew. "I've tried to handle this quietly, but enough is enough. Your behavior is unacceptable, and it's tearing this family apart. I'm demanding that you leave immediately." The crew reportedly froze, unsure how to respond, while Jasmine fired back with a mix of disbelief and anger. "You can't just decide that. I belong here as much as anyone else." Fans online immediately picked up on the explosive confrontation, with social media buzzing as clips of the heated exchange leaked. Hashtags like #FireJasmine and #RASHEEDA drama started trending within minutes. Emotions ran high as supporters of both sides weighed in, and the family was left divided, with some members secretly agreeing with Rasheeda while others defended Jasmine fiercely. The tension isn't just about a disagreement anymore. It's about loyalty, respect, and the very heart of the show's family dynamic, as whispers turned into rumors. Insiders hinted that this might not be the end of the story. Behind-the-scenes alliances are forming, secret meetings are taking place, and every episode filmed now carries the weight of this explosive feud. You're about to get an inside look at everything that happened, the shocking arguments, the betrayals, and the unexpected twists that left everyone, including the viewers, on the edge of their seats. This is the kind of drama that makes reality TV irresistible, and you'll want to stay tuned to see exactly how Rasheeda's shocking demand could change everything. Are you ready to dive into the full story? See the arguments unfold, and witness the fallout that's got fans talking nonstop. Because what happened next might just be the most jaw-dropping moment of the season, and, trust us, you don't want to miss a second of it. The tension on set had been simmering for weeks, and if anyone thought it would blow over quietly, they were sorely mistaken. Rasheeda had been watching Jasmine's behavior with increasing frustration, and the breaking point finally arrived during what was supposed to be a routine group scene. Cameras were rolling, and the crew was bustling with the usual chatter, but there was an undercurrent of unease. Everyone could sense the storm brewing. Jasmine arrived late, wearing a smug grin that immediately set Rasheeda on edge. It wasn't just tardiness, it was the way she sauntered onto the set, pretending she owned the place, interrupting lines, and subtly mocking Rasheeda's directions. Rasheeda, known for her patience and professionalism, tried to brush it off, at first, reminding herself that this was a show, and theatrics came with the territory. But deep down, every e-roll, every snide remark, and every condescending tone was stacking up, and Rasheeda's tolerance was fading fast. The first spark came during a scene meant to be lighthearted, where the cast was supposed to joke and laugh over a shared memory from the past season. Jasmine, however, decided to hijack the moment, twisting the memory to make herself look better while subtly undermining Rasheeda. "Remember that time you almost ruined the group dinner, Rasheeda?" Jasmine teased, smirking at the camera. The crew laughed awkwardly, sensing the edge in her tone, but Rasheeda's face tightened. The room went silent for a second as Rasheeda's voice cut through sharply. "Excuse me?" she asked, her eyes narrowing. "You think it's funny to make me look bad in front of everyone? This isn't about jokes anymore, Jasmine, it's about respect." The room tensed, and even the director stepped in, trying to defuse the situation. "Let's keep it moving, ladies. We're here to film, not fight," he said, though his tone lacked conviction because he knew Rasheeda had reached her limit. Backstage, things escalated quickly. Rasheeda pulled Jasmine aside, her body rigid, hands on her hips. "I've had it with your attitude. Every scene, every interview, every interaction, you undermine me and the rest of this family. It stops now." Jasmine laughed, a sharp, biting sound that immediately ignited Rasheeda's fury. "Oh, come on, Rasheeda. You're overreacting. Everyone knows I'm just being myself." Maybe you're too sensitive, she shot back, spinning away with a dismissive flip of her hair. Rasheeda's patience snapped. Sensitive? I'm tired of tiptoeing around your nonsense. I've tried talking to you calmly, but nothing works. I'm done being polite. I'm demanding you be removed from this show before you cause more damage. The backstage crew gasped. A producer whispered under their breath, "Did she just say fire her?" And heads began turning, phones discreetly recording the confrontation. Word of Rasheeda's ultimatum spread like wildfire across the set. Cast members who had tried to stay neutral suddenly felt compelled to choose sides. Friends of Jasmine whispered in her ear, urging her to fight back, while loyalists to Rasheeda quietly congratulated her for standing up. The room felt like a powder keg, and everyone knew it could explode at any moment. Jasmine, refusing to back down, confronted Rasheeda in front of cameras, her voice sharp and commanding. "You think threatening me will make me leave? I belong here just as much as anyone else. Don't forget that." Rasheeda's response was equally fierce, her tone trembling with a mix of anger and raw emotion. "Belong here? You're poisoning this show from the inside. I won't let you continue this way. I'm done watching you manipulate people and tear this family apart." Fans caught wind of the drama almost immediately. Social media exploded with leaked footage and screenshots of backstage messages. The hashtags #FireJasmine, #RASHEEDAVs, Jasmine, and #RealityDrama began trending worldwide. Fans were divided, with some praising Rasheeda for finally standing up to Jasmine, while others accused her of overreacting and creating unnecessary tension. Online forums were filled with passionate debates. Was Jasmine really the villain? Or was Rasheeda overstepping her authority? Emotions ran high, and the debate only fueled the tension, making it nearly impossible for the cast to film a scene without whispers, sideways glances, or passive-aggressive comments. Meanwhile, the crew faced their own set of challenges. Camera operators tried to capture the drama without interfering, but even they couldn't hide their unease. Directors scrambled to keep the filming schedule on track. Producers held emergency meetings, and wardrobe and makeup teams whispered, anxiously, unsure whose side to take. The atmosphere was thick with suspicion and anticipation, as everyone sensed that the confrontation was far from over. Rasheeda, meanwhile, took a private moment to speak with a trusted confidant. "I've tried everything to manage this professionally," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "But Jasmine keeps crossing lines. If nothing changes, this show will implode. I can't allow it." Her confidant nodded gravely, acknowledging the impossibility of the situation, while silently wondering what the fallout would look like if Rasheeda followed through with her ultimatum. As the day wore on, the drama took an unexpected twist. Jasmine, refusing to be intimidated, leaked a private text conversation to the media that suggested Rasheeda herself had been less than professional in her dealings with certain cast members in previous seasons. The leak went viral within hours, painting Rasheeda in a controversial light and creating a new wave of speculation. Fans were now split into three camps: supporters of Rasheeda, supporters of Jasmine, and those who were simply watching the chaos unfold with wide-eyed fascination. The show's ratings skyrocketed overnight, fueled by the real-life tension that no scripted moment could have matched. As the day wore on, the drama took an unexpected twist. Jasmine, refusing to be intimidated, leaked a private text conversation to the media that suggested Rasheeda herself had been less than professional in her dealings with certain cast members in previous seasons. The leak went viral within hours, painting Rasheeda in a controversial light and creating a new wave of speculation. Fans were now split into three camps: supporters of Rasheeda, supporters of Jasmine, and those who were simply watching the chaos unfold with wide-eyed fascination. The show's ratings skyrocketed overnight, fueled by the real-life tension that no scripted moment could have matched. The confrontation eventually spilled over into a live segment, where emotions reached their peak. Cameras caught every word, every gesture, and every reaction as Rasheeda and Jasmine faced off in front of the full cast and crew. "I won't be bullied or undermined any longer," Rasheeda declared, her voice steady despite the visible rage in her eyes. "This ends now, Jasmine. You're either leaving voluntarily, or I will make sure the producers take action." Jasmine, ever defiant, shot back, "You don't get to decide my fate, Rasheeda. I've earned my place here, and I'm not going anywhere. If anything, maybe you're the one who should reconsider your actions." The tension left everyone in shock. Even seasoned reality TV veterans on set admitted that they had never seen a confrontation this raw, this unfiltered, and this high. As cameras rolled, the two women's voices echoed through the studio, the air thick with anger, frustration, and the unspoken question, what would happen next? Every cast member, every crew member, and every fan watching from home knew that the resolution, if there even was one, would change the dynamic of the show forever. Allegiances were being formed in real time, secrets were spilling, and the drama had escalated to a point where no one could predict the outcome. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more explosive, Rasheeda dropped another bombshell. She had reached out to the network executives personally, demanding a formal review of Jasmine's behavior. "I'm not asking any more," she reportedly told them. "I'm demanding that action be taken. This show's integrity is at stake, and I won't stand by while it's destroyed from the inside." The executives, caught between two fiery personalities, had no easy choice. Their decision could alienate fans, split the cast, or potentially create even more scandal if mishandled. Every phone in the network office was buzzing with incoming messages, and the drama outside the studio matched the intensity of what was happening on set. Rumors of secret meetings, whispered conversations, and potential alliances circulated backstage. Some cast members allegedly tried to mediate, hoping to calm both women and prevent the show from collapsing. But every attempt seemed to make things worse. Jasmine accused mediators of taking Rasheeda's side, while Rasheeda accused them of enabling Jasmine's manipulations. The entire production was teetering on the edge of chaos, and insiders admitted that the tension was so palpable it could be felt through the cameras. It wasn't just a disagreement anymore, it had evolved into a full-blown war, with stakes higher than anyone could have imagined. The situation escalated further when fans discovered old social media posts, allegedly from Jasmine, that hinted at previous manipulations and strategic provocations. Screenshots of private messages circulated, with some suggesting that Jasmine had intentionally sown discord among the cast to advance her own position. Fans were shocked, and the debate online intensified, with some calling Rasheeda a hero for exposing the behavior and others accusing her of overreacting and creating unnecessary drama for the cameras. The online frenzy fueled real-life tension on set, as cast members now felt scrutinized by a worldwide audience, adding pressure to an already volatile environment. As the day drew to a close, the cast and crew were left exhausted, emotionally drained, and unsure of what the next filming day would bring. Rasheeda and Jasmine, both unwilling to back down, retreated to separate areas of the set, each surrounded by their respective supporters. The network executives held emergency calls, debating potential disciplinary action, while producers brainstormed ways to contain the fallout and keep the show on schedule. The tension had reached a point where even casual interactions were fraught with suspicion, and the slightest misstep could reignite the flames. The first part of this saga leaves everyone questioning, will Rasheeda's demands be met? Or will Jasmine continue to fight for her place on the show? Will alliances hold, or will more betrayals emerge as the drama unfolds? The stage is set, the players are in position, and the world is watching, waiting for the next shocking twist that could change everything. The story is far from over, and the fallout from this explosive confrontation promises to be more dramatic, more unpredictable, and more intense than anything fans have witnessed before. The war has only just begun. As the cameras started rolling, the next morning, the atmosphere on set was electric, charged with anticipation and unease. Every cast member arrived with a sense of caution, glancing around to see who had allied with whom, who might betray whom next, and whether today would finally bring a resolution or escalate the chaos even further. Rasheeda entered first, her face a mixture of determination and simmering anger, followed closely by Jasmine, whose confident stride suggested she had no intention of backing down. The crew whispered among themselves, unsure how to proceed, as even the director seemed hesitant, aware that the day would be unlike any other they had ever filmed. Every step on set felt like a countdown to an inevitable explosion. The first scene of the day was a group discussion that quickly turned into a verbal battlefield. Rasheeda, still reeling from the previous day's confrontations, took a seat directly opposite Jasmine, glaring across the table. Jasmine, unbothered, leaned back with a smirk that only fueled Rasheeda's frustration. "I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending this is fine," Rasheeda said, her voice low but icy. Enough for the microphones to pick up every word. "You keep undermining everyone, Jasmine, and I won't allow it anymore. Your presence here is toxic." Jasmine laughed, a sharp hollow sound that echoed unnervingly through the studio. Toxic. Oh, please, don't act like you've never done the same thing. Everyone's watching, Rasheeda, and they're not buying your act. The room was tense, the crew unsure whether to intervene or let the drama unfold naturally. Several cast members exchanged uneasy glances, while some quietly pulled out their phones to capture what was happening. The director called for a cut, trying to regain control, but the energy in the room was uncontrollable. Cut, let's take 5 people, he shouted. But Rasheeda and Jasmine barely acknowledged him, locked in their own battle of words. Backstage, whispers spread quickly. Everyone wanted to know who would crack first, who would escalate, and whether this feud might finally reach a breaking point that would change the show forever. Jasmine wasn't the only one causing ripples. Friends of Rasheeda began to speak up, sharing behind-the-scenes stories that painted Jasmine in an increasingly negative light. They claimed Jasmine had been deliberately sabotaging scenes, influencing other cast members against Rasheeda, and even manipulating camera angles to make Rasheeda appear irrational. She's been playing everyone from day one, one crew member confided, eyes wide with disbelief. I've never seen someone so calculated. Rasheeda's finally standing up for herself, and it's about time. Meanwhile, Jasmine's supporters fired back, pointing out Rasheeda's past temper flare-ups and suggesting that she was using this confrontation to assert dominance rather than address real issues. Social media exploded again, with fan theories, leaked texts, and side-by-side comparisons of past footage fueling the fire. The tension reached another peak during a scene meant to showcase group collaboration. Jasmine allegedly refused to follow directions, subtly mocking Rasheeda while performing her lines. Rasheeda, noticing the behavior, stormed over mid-scene, shouting, "Stop. This is not acceptable. You are making a mockery of everyone's hard work." Jasmine, never one to show submission, shot back, "Maybe you're just too sensitive to take a joke, Rasheeda. Not everything is about you." The confrontation drew gasps from the crew and cast members alike, with some trying to step in, while others quietly backed away, unwilling to get caught in the crossfire. Cameras captured every second, and it was clear that this moment would become a viral clip for fans and media alike. The feud began to take a toll on everyone involved. Emotional tension ran so high that even minor disagreements among other cast members became amplified. Allies and neutrals alike felt the strain, with arguments breaking out over trivial matters, everyone on edge, waiting for the next spark. The production team attempted to mediate, holding emergency meetings and suggesting therapy sessions. But both Rasheeda and Jasmine were too entrenched in their positions to consider compromise. The energy on set had shifted. It was no longer just a show, it was a battlefield, and the cast and crew were soldiers in a war they hadn't signed up for. A shocking twist occurred when a private conversation between Jasmine and another cast member was leaked to the media. The conversation suggested that Jasmine had intentionally tried to provoke Rasheeda for weeks, allegedly planning to create dramatic moments for her own benefit. Fans were divided, some praising Rasheeda for finally exposing Jasmine's manipulation, while others accused Rasheeda of overreacting and feeding the media frenzy. Online forums erupted, with discussions dissecting every word and gesture, turning the feud into an international spectacle. The leaked conversation also prompted more cast members to speak out, revealing long-hidden grievances and deepening the divide between the two sides. The tension escalated further when Rasheeda decided to confront Jasmine during a live taping segment, knowing cameras would capture every detail. The moment was electric. The room seemed to hold its collective breath. "I've tried being patient, I've tried being professional, but enough is enough," Rasheeda yelled, her voice shaking with controlled fury. Jasmine, standing firm, replied, "And I've tried to play nice, Rasheeda, but clearly, that's not enough for you. Maybe you should look in the mirror." The verbal clash was intense, and the crew could barely manage to keep the scene on track. The energy in the room was so tense that even background noise felt intrusive. Every glance a potential spark for further conflict. Fans continued to watch closely, uploading clips, analyzing expressions, and debating outcomes. The story spread. Two mainstream media outlets, making headlines with sensationalized takes on the feud. "Rasheeda demands Jasmine's exit," screamed one news outlet, while another wrote, "Jasmine fights back against Rasheeda's threats." The coverage only fueled the fire, giving both women a platform to continue their public battle. The stakes were higher than ever. Social media attention brought ratings, but it also amplified stress on the cast and crew. creating a pressure cooker environment where the next confrontation could be catastrophic. Behind the scenes, Rasheeda strategized with her closest allies, plotting ways to ensure that Jasmine would finally face consequences. "We can't let her get away with this," she whispered, pacing nervously. "She's tearing everything apart. I won't let her win." Meanwhile, Jasmine worked her own angles, quietly building support among cast members who were frustrated with Rasheeda's approach. Every interaction became a chess move, and the game was being played not just in front of the cameras, but in every hallway, green room, and private chat. The intensity of the situation created an atmosphere where trust was impossible, and betrayal felt imminent at every turn. Just when it seemed like the feud couldn't get any worse, Rasheeda made a bold decision. She scheduled a private, recorded conversation with the network executives, presenting evidence of Jasmine's alleged manipulations, late arrivals, and inappropriate behavior. "I'm not asking this time," Rasheeda insisted. "I'm demanding accountability. The show's integrity is at stake, and if nothing changes, the entire production suffers." The executives, caught between two fiery personalities, could only nod, understanding that the decision they made next would either solidify or destroy the show's dynamic entirely. As the day ended, the cast and crew left the set exhausted, emotionally drained, and unsure of what the next filming day would bring. Every hallway, every corner of the studio, seemed charged with anticipation, as if the walls themselves held their breath, waiting for the next explosive confrontation. The question lingering in everyone's mind was simple yet terrifying. Would Rasheeda's demands be met, or would Jasmine continue her fight, possibly escalating the feud beyond repair? Fans around the world were watching, waiting, and speculating, making the drama more intense than any scripted plotline. Every decision, every glance, every word held weight, and the stakes had never been higher. This ongoing conflict had already begun reshaping the show. Scenes were more intense, emotions roar, and every interaction now carried layers of tension that could explode at any moment. The battle between Rasheeda and Jasmine was no longer just personal. It had become symbolic, representing loyalty, power, respect, and the struggle for control in a high-stakes environment where fame, reputation, and viewer attention were everything. As the cameras prepared to roll for the next segment, the question remained: who would emerge victorious, who would be left wounded, and who would ultimately decide the fate of this explosive reality TV saga? The stage was set for more shocking twists, more betrayals, and more jaw-dropping moments that would leave fans glued to their screens. The following days on set were a whirlwind of tension, whispered conversations, and heightened emotions. Every cast member and crew member moved cautiously, knowing that even the slightest misstep could ignite another public confrontation. Rasheeda, determined to see Jasmine held accountable, refused to allow the feud to simmer quietly any longer. She met privately with producers and network executives, presenting carefully documented instances of Jasmine's alleged manipulations, missed appointments, and behavior that was described by some as disruptive and divisive. Her voice, calm yet firm, left no room for negotiation. "This isn't personal anymore. This is about the integrity of the show and everyone involved. Something has to change, and it has to happen now," she reportedly told them. The executives, caught in an impossible position, agreed to monitor the situation closely, knowing that the cameras were already capturing an escalating war that was as captivating as it was chaotic. Meanwhile, Jasmine, aware that her actions had drawn scrutiny, worked tirelessly to secure support among the other cast members. Some saw her as a victim of Rasheeda's relentless push for control, while others simply wanted to maintain peace without taking sides. Jasmine approached each ally with precision, carefully framing her narrative to highlight perceived injustice and double standards. "Rasheeda's making this about her ego, not the show," she whispered to a co-star during a break. "I've done nothing wrong, and I won't be driven out by someone who thinks she owns this place." Her words, charged with both defiance and vulnerability, drew sympathy, creating an increasingly complex web of alliances and tension. The next filming day began with a scripted group scene, but the charged atmosphere turned every line into a potential battleground. Rasheeda, still furious from previous confrontations, scrutinized Jasmine's every move. Jasmine, in turn, met Rasheeda's glare with calculated indifference, subtly testing boundaries and pushing buttons. The director attempted to keep the production on track, but each retake seemed to inflame the underlying conflict. Crew members whispered nervously about the impossibility of capturing genuine performances without being swept up in the drama themselves. It's like walking through a minefield, one camera operator confessed. You never know when something's going to explode, and when it does, everyone gets caught in the blast. A surprising twist occurred when Jasmine allegedly orchestrated a side conversation with a secondary cast member, which was inadvertently captured on camera. In the conversation, she appeared to strategize ways to provoke Rasheeda further during upcoming scenes. When the footage leaked to the media, fans erupted online, with debates raging about whether Jasmine's behavior justified Rasheeda's demand for her removal. Hashtags surged, with hashtag #FireJasmine trending alongside hashtag #RASHEEDA strong. Opinions divided sharply, with some calling Rasheeda a hero for finally taking a stand, while others criticized her for escalating a situation that could have been mediated. The sheer public attention added immense pressure to everyone on set, as both women's reputations were now under scrutiny far beyond the studio walls. Backstage, emotions ran high. Rasheeda gathered a few trusted allies, her voice low but intense. "We need to make sure the producers understand the seriousness of this," she said. "I'm not asking any more. Jasmine's presence is destabilizing, and if she stays, it's only going to get worse. Everyone deserves a professional environment, and that's not what this is right now." Allies nodded, some visibly shaken by the intensity of her conviction. Meanwhile, Jasmine was building her own coalition, speaking privately with cast members who felt that Rasheeda's approach was overly aggressive. Each interaction added another layer to the already intricate web of tension, as both sides maneuvered carefully, balancing public perception with private strategy. The emotional toll of the feud was becoming evident. Rasheeda, once composed and professional, began showing signs of exhaustion. Her usual energy was tempered by frustration, and small irritations became magnified. Jasmine, conversely, thrived in the chaos, feeding off the attention and using it to reinforce her image as a bold, unapologetic presence. Every scene now carried weight beyond the script, with each line, gesture, and glance layered with subtext. Cameras captured the tension, and even minor interactions felt electric, charged with anticipation for the next public or private confrontation. Then came the live interview segment, a moment meant to showcase the cast's personalities and camaraderie. From the very first question, the energy was anything but friendly. Rasheeda's responses were sharp, controlled, and occasionally cutting, while Jasmine's replies were laced with subtle digs and condescension. "Do you think the show would function better without certain members?" the interviewer asked, unaware of the storm they had unleashed. Rasheeda didn't hesitate. "I think accountability is necessary. Everyone deserves respect, and if someone can't provide that, the consequences are clear." Jasmine's retort was immediate, delivered with a confident smirk. "I guess we all have our opinions, but I know who I am and what I've contributed. Threats don't scare me." The cameras captured every flicker of emotion, and the audience at home was captivated, tweeting, commenting, and sharing clips at an unprecedented rate. The social media backlash and praise created a feedback loop, influencing both Rasheeda and Jasmine. Supporters flooded their profiles with messages of encouragement, while critics fueled doubts and insecurities. The intensity was magnified by constant online scrutiny, with leaks, screenshots, and behind-the-scenes rumors circulating rapidly. The dynamic became so complex that even seasoned producers admitted it was difficult to predict what would happen next. The feud had evolved beyond a simple disagreement. It had become a fully public spectacle, a dramatic narrative unfolding in real time with no clear resolution in sight. The tension on set also began to affect the remaining cast members. Minor disagreements escalated into full-blown arguments, alliances shifted, and even neutral members found themselves drawn into the fray. Scenes intended to highlight friendship or collaboration now felt like exercises in endurance, with every word and movement analyzed for hidden meaning. The atmosphere was heavy, and the psychological impact on the cast and crew was significant, as no one could relax or disengage from the ongoing drama. Amid this chaos, an unexpected twist shook the studio. A former cast member, previously thought to be neutral, publicly sided with Jasmine, revealing private messages that suggested Rasheeda had previously overstepped her authority in similar ways. The revelation complicated matters, introducing new angles and potential scapegoats, and forcing the network executives to reconsider their approach. The balance of power on set shifted subtly, as the narrative was no longer about one person's demands, but about a web of past grievances, current conflicts, and public perception. Fans debated endlessly, was Rasheeda justified in her actions? Or was Jasmine the victim of a meticulously planned take? As the day ended, tensions remained unresolved. Rasheeda and Jasmine retreated to separate areas of the studio, each surrounded by loyal supporters. The crew and producers huddled to plan next steps, weighing potential consequences and preparing for the unpredictable. The audience, meanwhile, was left hungry for updates, knowing that the feud would dominate headlines and social media discussions for days to come. The war between Rasheeda and Jasmine had escalated to a level no one could ignore, and every observer understood that the next move could be the most dramatic yet. The question lingered in everyone's mind: would the network side with Rasheeda, or would Jasmine's defiance allow her to maintain her position? Could any resolution be reached without further conflict? Or was the show doomed to become a battleground for ego, loyalty, and manipulation? With cameras rolling, fans watching, and emotions running at a fever pitch, the stage was set for more explosive confrontations, shocking twists, and dramatic revelations that would keep viewers glued to their screens. The stakes were higher than ever, and the fallout from this feud promised to reshape the show in ways no one could have imagined. The drama showed no signs of slowing down as filming continued into the following week. Every arrival on set was met with cautious glances and hushed whispers. Rasheeda, still resolute in her demand for Jasmine's removal, seemed unstoppable. She approached each scene with a quiet intensity, her eyes scanning the room for any sign of disrespect or undermining behavior. Jasmine, fully aware of the scrutiny, walked onto the set with an air of defiance, projecting confidence and control despite the tension crackling around her. Crew members felt as if they were walking on eggshells, unsure which way the next confrontation would tip the scales. Every movement, every glance, and every comment carried more weight than the scripted scenes themselves. During a supposedly casual rehearsal, the conflict erupted once again. Rasheeda noticed Jasmine deliberately altering her lines, twisting dialogue to cast Rasheeda in an unfavorable light. Unable to contain herself, Rasheeda slammed her script on the table. "Stop it, Jasmine. This isn't funny, and it isn't acting. You're intentionally trying to humiliate me and everyone else." Jasmine, refusing to back down, leaned forward with a mischievous grin. "Maybe I just want the cameras to see the real you. Maybe you've been pretending too long." Gasps filled the room, and the tension was so palpable that the director waved the crew to keep filming while trying to intervene verbally. It was a delicate balance, attempting to capture usable footage while containing a volatile, highly charged situation. As the day progressed, Rasheeda sought allies, speaking privately with cast members who had previously tried to stay neutral. "You have to understand," she said, her voice tense but controlled. "This isn't just about me. It's about keeping this show from spiraling into chaos. Jasmine's behavior is affecting everyone, and if nothing changes, it will ruin everything we've worked for." The cast members nodded, some visibly anxious, understanding the gravity of the situation and recognizing the difficulty of maintaining peace in such an explosive environment. At the same time, Jasmine was not idle. She was quietly gathering her own support, framing her actions as assertive rather than manipulative, and subtly painting Rasheeda as overly controlling. The tension was not just personal, it had become a battlefield of strategy, perception, and influence. By midday, the conflict had escalated into what insiders were calling the confrontation of the season. Rasheeda and Jasmine faced off in front of the cameras during a break scene, their voices rising and echoing across the studio. "I've been patient, but enough is enough," Rasheeda declared, her eyes flashing with anger. "Your games end here, Jasmine. You either leave voluntarily, or the network will make a decision that ensures accountability." Jasmine, standing tall and unyielding, responded with equal force. "You can threaten all you want, Rasheeda. I've earned my place here, and I'm not going anywhere. If you think you can intimidate me, you're mistaken." Crew members tried to step between them, but the energy was too charged. Every gesture, every word was laden with intensity, and the cameras captured every second for an audience already captivated by the drama. The live reaction from fans added another layer of pressure. Clips of the confrontation spread rapidly across social media platforms, with thousands sharing, commenting, and debating within minutes. Hashtags such as Rasheeda Jasmine, #FireJasmine, and #RealityShowDrama dominated trending lists. Supporters of Rasheeda praised her for finally standing up, labeling her a hero defending the integrity of the show. Meanwhile, Jasmine's advocates argued that she was being unfairly targeted and manipulated, a victim of Rasheeda's unrelenting push for dominance. The online frenzy created a feedback loop that fed directly back into the set, intensifying emotions and leaving the cast hype of public perception. In the midst of this chaos, unexpected alliances emerged. A secondary cast member, who had previously remained neutral, decided to side with Rasheeda after witnessing Jasmine's continued provocations. "I can't stand by and watch this," the cast member said in a hushed, urgent conversation with the producers. "It's out of control, and it's affecting the show. Rasheeda is right to demand action." This endorsement emboldened Rasheeda, giving her a renewed sense of authority. But it also further alienated Jasmine, who felt the room closing in on her. The delicate balance of power had shifted yet again, demonstrating just how unpredictable and volatile the situation had become. Jasmine, unwilling to be outmaneuvered, escalated her tactics. She leaked snippets of private conversations with Rasheeda to select media outlets, framing them in a way that painted Rasheeda as controlling and vindictive. The leak went viral, creating a wave of fan outrage and renewed debate about who was truly in the right. Social media exploded with reactions, memes, and theories, with some fans claiming that Rasheeda had crossed the line, while others insisted that Jasmine had provoked the entire situation. The drama was no longer confined to the studio. It had become a global spectacle, and every cast member felt the weight of audience scrutiny pressing down on them. Behind the scenes, tensions continued to rise. Rasheeda, exhausted from the ongoing confrontations, struggled to maintain composure while navigating every scene and interaction carefully. Jasmine, energized by the chaos and attention, used the drama to enhance her own presence, subtly influencing camera angles, dialogue delivery, and audience perception. Even casual moments were fraught with tension. Every smile and glance scrutinized for hidden meaning or potential provocation. The studio had transformed into a battlefield, and everyone, cast, crew, and producers alike, was caught in the crossfire. The network executives, observing the escalating situation, realized the high stakes involved. They scheduled a private meeting with both Rasheeda and Jasmine, attempting to mediate the conflict while considering the potential impact on ratings, public perception, and the overall stability of the show. Rasheeda, unwavering, presented a detailed account of alleged misbehavior and its consequences, emphasizing the need for decisive action. Jasmine, equally determined, countered with her own narrative, highlighting past incidents where Rasheeda's conduct had been questioned. The meeting ended without a resolution, leaving executives torn and unsure of how to proceed without further inflaming tensions. By evening, the cast and crew were emotionally drained, yet the underlying drama showed no signs of abating. Every interaction, every line delivered, every glance exchanged was now layered with tension and anticipation. The feud had evolved from a simple disagreement into a full-blown narrative that dominated the set. Social media and public discussion. Fans speculated endlessly, producers strategized frantically, and the cast navigated a complex maze of loyalty, perception, and professional obligation. The stage was set for further confrontations, more shocking revelations, and an unpredictable outcome that promised to keep everyone both on set and at home on the edge of their seats. The stakes had never been higher. And one thing was certain: the war between Rasheeda and Jasmine was far from over. Every camera angle, every line of dialogue, and every interaction held the potential to ignite new sparks, escalate old tensions, and dramatically alter the trajectory of the show. Fans, now fully invested, waited anxiously for the next explosive moment, knowing that each day on set brought fresh drama, unexpected twists, and jaw-dropping confrontations that would continue to dominate headlines, trend online, and leave the reality TV world buzzing. Can you believe everything that just happened between Rasheeda and Jasmine? The tension, the betrayals, the shocking twists, it's the kind of drama that leaves fans speechless and craving more. We've witnessed Rasheeda finally standing up for herself, demanding accountability, while Jasmine refuses to back down, pushing boundaries and keeping everyone on edge. Who will come out on top? Will the network take Rasheeda's side, or will Jasmine continue to fight for her place, keeping the conflict alive and electrifying? The truth is, no one knows what will happen next, and that's what makes this story so irresistible. Every glance, every whispered word, every calculated move is a piece of a drama puzzle that keeps fans glued to their screens, analyzing every interaction and debating fiercely online. We want to hear what you think. Do you support Rasheeda's demand to fire Jasmine, or do you believe Jasmine is being unfairly targeted? Maybe you've spotted clues, we've missed moments where alliances shifted. or subtle provocations that flew under the radar? Comment below with your thoughts, theories, and predictions. Share your favorite shocking moments from this feud, and tell us who you think will have the last word. Your opinion matters, and this is your chance to join the conversation that's taken social media by storm. And while you're at it, make sure you hit that like button if you've been captivated by this drama so far. Every like, every share, and every comment helps others join in on the discussion, turning this video into the ultimate hub for reality TV enthusiasts who live for high-stakes confrontations. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated with every explosive twist, behind-the-scenes revelation, and jaw-dropping moment from Rasheeda, Jasmine, and the rest of the cast. We'll bring you every update as it unfolds, so you never miss a beat of the drama that has everyone talking. This feud isn't just a story, it's a movement. Fans are divided, emotions are running high, and the stakes couldn't be higher. By commenting, liking, and subscribing, you become part of the global conversation about one of the most intense reality TV rivalries of our time. Will Rasheeda's bold stance change the future of the show, or will Jasmine's defiance keep the drama alive? There's only one way to find out. Stay engaged, stay connected, and keep your eyes on every shocking development. So what are you waiting for? Dive into the comments, share your opinions, tag your friends who need to see this, and let's settle the debate once and for all. Who do you think will dominate this showdown, Rasheeda with her fearless demands, or Jasmine with her relentless defiance? Let us know, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button for the latest updates, because this is one reality TV drama you won't want to miss.